Hi everyone, Azriel Knight here, and today I'm going to talk to you about my first impressions on Fujifilm's Acros 100. I've mostly shot Kodak and Ilford. I really like Kodak Triax, I like T-Max, and for Ilford I really love FP4. It's almost competing with Triax for me right now. But I don't recall a time where I've ever shot a black and white Fujifilm. Smell test. Today I'm bringing with me my Canon AE1 with my 50mm 1.4, my gorgeous 20mm 2.8, and I'm going to bring my Sekonic 758DR. I don't know how much I'm going to use the Sekonic. I think if there's a scene where I really need to cinch the exposure and I've got the time, then I'll use it. I'm basically bringing it as insurance. For the most part, I'm probably going to bracket today, or at least do 2 different exposures, one at and one under. Because I haven't shutter tested the AE1 in a while, I'm worried the shutter will drag and overexpose my shots, so I might do one at what it says and then one f-stop difference. So I made it downtown, I get ready to line up my first shot, and what happens? The AE1's battery dies. So I'm gonna head down to the camera store and hope to God that they have a battery. Okay, I'm walking up to the camera store now. If the battery's not here, this episode's title may double as, can you still get an AE1 battery in 2017? Close, but no luck at the camera store. Now I gotta try VizTech. If VizTech doesn't have it, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Thank you, VizTech. I am back in business now.
When you dream about places where there's no sense of time or space, yeah, you don't need to pull yourself together and make pretend, yeah. Then you take a little while to remind you of the one you were, and everything will be recalled, yeah, yeah. Dream a little harder, love a little louder, and everything will be recalled. Take me back to the time of 85. Yeah. Take me back to the time when you were mine. Dream a little harder, love a little louder.
Okie dokie, I've switched to my 20mm f2.8. I want to see if I can capture a good shot of this. I really like wood, I like rotting stuff, I like texture, so I got everything right here. I'm just about done here downtown. I almost never shoot a whole roll these days, which is one of the reasons why I want to shoot more medium format. How do I get over this thing while holding the phone? I'm gonna have to go around. Oh, there we go. I'm an idiot. Anyway, like I was saying, one of the things that I like to avoid is what I call low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit is any time a photo is is easy to shoot. It doesn't take any creativity. It's usually when I see something immediately and I think, oh, that'll be an easy one. The other thing I consider low-hanging fruit would be having the need to finish the entire roll. That might work every once in a while, but once you've been shooting for years, you're just gonna have stacks and stacks of mundane photos, and I'd rather have wasted film in the garbage. Okay, I'm back home now, I'm in the darkroom, and I'm ready to develop this roll. I'm going to be developing this on Kodak HC110. The reason for that is it's the one I'm most familiar with, and I'll be able to see how it compares to other films I normally shoot with. I always seem to forget that I got some room temperature water here, and in this case, it's exactly 68 Fahrenheit. Damn, this damn thing broke again. Well, that's the end of you. Lately, I've been having a lot of issues with streaking and spots, and I can't tell if it's my photo flow or my hypo clear, so this time I'm not using either. I'm just going to give it a really good wash, and if there's a few spots left over, at least then I can add on and see which one of those it was next time. Looks like the strip cleared in under 3 minutes, so I'm going to do a standard 5-minute fix. Maybe a bit more. So it looks like I got about another minute left on the wash. I'm a little bit more nervous than usual. You haven't seen it, but off camera I have had a couple of screw-ups lately. The things haven't been going my way, whether it be an act of God or a dead battery. So I'm a little bit more high-strung than normal. Also, new film. It's been a while since I've used the AE1, all these factors. But if you're seeing this, then I guess you know everything went okay, because if it didn't, there's no way I'm putting this up. We're good. Everything is all right. Okay, I'm gonna let these hang to dry now, and then we're gonna move on to the next step. Okay, so the negatives dried really quicker than I expected. I did get more spots than I had anticipated, so I know I said I wasn't gonna use any photo flow, but I lied. I got about 1 liter of water here with half a milliliter of photo flow. If this causes streaks, I swear to God, I'm probably just gonna toss the whole bottle out. All the best advice out in internet land has basically told me I want to just dunk it in, leave it for a few minutes, and then take it out. I don't want soapy bubbles, despite what I've said in previous videos. Seriously, what the f***? I used 1/5 of the recommended amount, and it just streaked all over the negatives. Okay, so I had to rewash my negatives, and just like I said I would, I tossed that bottle of photo flow. I am I'm done with photo flow. I'd rather have a few spots here and there than the awful streaks I got. And like I said, I used a fifth of what is supposed to be used, and it still left crap all over my negatives. But all in all, everything worked out just fine. My negatives here look great. There's a few that I would consider underexposed. For the most part, I got what I needed. I've already scanned these in. I think they look fantastic, and here are a few highlights. I started out with my 50mm 1.4, and I got this shot of the Calgary Tower with some train tracks and other buildings. I was really surprised by the tonal range on this. Right down from the truck in the lower left corner, all the way up through the clouds, there's a fair amount of detail. I tweak these images like I would any other, so no curves, just a levels adjustment, pre-scan, and the only thing that I'll do in Lightroom is straighten the image. So that technically crops, but I don't crop my images beyond that. I've photographed this alley before. This time though, I caught it with the door open, and if you look, you can see that I got right through the restaurant to the other side, and I waited till somebody or somebody's walked by, and I snapped a shot. I took a few of these, and this is the best one. I got these two gentlemen working on the side of the building here. Not too sure what they're doing, but I didn't do much as far as composition goes, and it was pretty crooked. I had to straighten it out. This was my top pick from that weird thing in the alley. I don't know what you would call it. Kind of looks like it used to be a garage door, perhaps. And normally I would get lower, but the alley did smell like piss. It was also at this point that I had switched to my 20mm f2.8. You might have noticed by now I don't attempt to remove any dust marks. I want you to see how the negative turned out in its original form as much as possible. At first I thought this up here was a watermark, but it's a geometric shape, so it's actually a lens flare. I took a few different versions of this with different people walking by, but this one turned out the best. This gentleman here, I like how there's a bit of light separating him from the background. I think if he was 2 steps back, this shot wouldn't have worked. Okay, so these are just some of my thoughts. Don't take it as gospel. Make sure and go look for yourself. But I really like this film. Like right off the bat, I should say I like this film for sure. I found it to be more punchy than T-Max, and I can really only compare it to T-Max, to be honest with you, because that's the main other 100 speed film that I've shot with. I'm trying to figure out a way to say this, but I found the midtones to be, it gave this creamy look that I really didn't expect. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Take that skyline shot, for example. Those buildings on the right-hand side, it looks like it was drawn with like graphite or pencil or something. It almost looks hyper-realistic in the way the tones just like resolve and blend in with each other. That's the only way I can explain it. Okay, I had a look at the data sheet. There's a lot of stuff that it's really, really technical and hurts my brain. But the one thing that I did get out of it is that the film is orthopanchromatic. And what that basically means is, it means it's a reduced red sensitivity. So that's what's giving it that look that they claim is closer to the human eye than just panchromatic film. There's definitely a couple of images here I want to take back into the darkroom and see how it ends up on an analog print. So would I shoot with it again? Absolutely. And in a future episode, I'll compare it to T-Max side by side. If you haven't seen my experiments, I'll leave a couple at the end of the video for you to click on. But before I go, there is one more thing I want to talk about. If you're interested in supporting the channel. If you're not, you can stop this now, no big deal, and I'll see you next week. But for those who are interested in supporting the channel, I have recently opened up an Etsy page. And if you don't know what Etsy is, it's kind of like a hipster eBay. It's a little bit more refined. You're probably going to find a lot more artistic stuff, not just used antiques and stuff like that, but the main goal of Etsy is to put up something that you made yourself. At least I think that's what it is. You see a lot of jewelry and paintings, sculptures, all sorts of stuff. And if you want, you can go over to my page and you can purchase one. I number them all, I sign them all, and I have this payment system that basically says that I'm not going to charge an arm and a leg for a photo that doesn't have a reputation. So the photos start out at like 20 bucks plus shipping, and then every time I sell one, I add 50% to the cost, or every time I make a new set, I increase the cost there. But before I raise the price, people actually have to show interest in them first. So that's how I've worked it out. I'm not just going to throw a darkroom print up for $100, $200, $300 until I've got my feet wet in the print selling industry, so to speak. So that's all for now. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay classic.